Jesus is stripped of his garments. Matthew 27:35. They divided up his clothes by casting lots. Jesus is standing equally weighted on each leg to show resolve to surrender, despite the awful humiliation of being stripped so publicly, knowing that in just moments he will experience the most heinous, brutal death. There are 3 dice lying on Jesus' garment. It lies puddled around his feet to indicate that he's only just removed it. It shows how alone he was. But the fact that he'd barely taken his garment off before the soldiers started basically betting on his garment, it was cheapened and commercialized. The whole thing was cheapened and commercialized by his death because they turned the most significant and sacrificial act of all into a sideshow. The next thing happened really fast as I was working. I was shading the inside of the sandal in a darker brown, and my brush was fairly wide, and I was just shading all the way from the heel of the sandal to the toe. I never removed my brush off the wood. And when I lifted the brush off, there was a footprint. I hadn't painted it, or at least I was not consciously painting it. But my hand began to tremble and tears sprung into my eyes as I think Jesus was saying to me, "This is my footprint. Walk in it. Follow me." We are to follow humbly, in surrender, and then to just go do. The shadow of the cross falling over his feet is the foreshadowing of his death. It falls on his feet to show humble surrender. The pale yellow color in the smaller panel is his garment, and the reds and pinks and oranges are his blood swirling around in the storm of his bloody death. The dark brown color at the top is his imminent death fast approaching. The cross is standing on an angle because it is about to be raised up. And seamless garment, do not tear, those words are kind of a play on that not a bone will be broken in his body, as it was prophesied. A 2-page article was written about this painting series, The Journey to the Cross, and the reporter chose to use this painting to show as a photograph. And you know, newspaper photographs are not very good. The color was pretty icky, but I only tell you this to point out that even through a newspaper, God transcended to prick hearts and souls. We got calls from strangers at our house to tell how the photograph of the painting had moved them to tears.